I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different today. I'm gonna be making a tier list of all the pieces in Godzilla Battle Line. This is a tier list made by Billy Starch, so shout out to Billy for this. And this has every piece, I think, 134. This is strictly going to be based on how they perform in battle, like, not as a leader, basically. Not as a leader, just how they perform as non-leaders. So, like, for Shin Godzilla, for example, I won't be listing... Him as a leader won't come into play, so that's why he'll be probably where he is. You'd expect him to be top, but we'll see where he goes. So this might be a longer video. I don't know how long it's going to take, but let's just go into it. And some of these I don't have a ton of experience with, but obviously I've used everything before. But some I'm not super experienced with, obviously, and I don't have super high level. This is going to be based on if they were all like level 20 or all the same level. Who bangs, who doesn't bang. So let's get into it. So first we've got the helicopter base. I think this is a tougher one because with Gamera it's obviously much stronger, but we can't factor that in. It's just how they perform as they are. I do think it actually is decent by itself. I actually have just used it by itself. It's pretty good. So I think that'll go. It's above average, I would say. Next is Anguirus. Anguirus at one point was pretty strong, but these days it's just kind of a tank. It's used just to take damage from something or from things and let your other pieces go to work. So I would say it's very average. Yeah, very average. Stealth Bomber, I would say, is total junk. Get that out of here. Nobody wants that. Screw that thing. Okay. Now for the new stuff, we got Baggin. I still don't know how to say it. I should probably figure it out. It is a new thing, so I think that right there should say where it goes. It's definitely at least a contender for being immortal. I don't know if I'd put it at immortal. It's very strong though. I don't know. It's close. I might change it. But for right now it's a contender. That's where I would put it. Alright, next we got Batra. Oh wait, just Batra Larva. That seems weird. Okay. Well, Batra Larva is junk. I mean, yeah. I don't know why that's separate than Batra itself. So Batra itself, I would say, definitely not great, but the attack bonus, and it's also only 4 energy. I think it's slightly above average, I would put it. So I think it's getting somewhere in this world, but it's not a contender for sure. Here we go, another newer thing. Mothra and Batra, they're tough because... I would probably... I don't know. I don't think they're that great, but they're also not bad. I don't know, I'd probably put them at slightly above average. They're just not on the same level as Baggin. Again, I don't know why this is separate from Bylante. The flower form, I mean, I guess it's cheap and can do some damage, so meh. And then Bylante, he's so cheap, so I would just put him at slightly above average. He's cheap, as long as he has water, he's pretty decent on the ground, but he's not that great. I don't know, maybe he's average? I don't know. Again, this is all of everything at the same level. It's harder to know because I'm used to using things that are higher level than others, so like Like this Biolante, I get to see how good it is now that it's boosted at the time of recording, which is the beginning of March. I mean, I would say it's better than... I would say it's better than Biolante, like regular, but I don't... Is it on the same level as... I don't know. Maybe I'll just order the... I'd say he's at the top of getting somewhere. Like, he's pretty close to actually getting somewhere. Is where I'd put him. Alright, regular chibi, that's pretty junk. That's absolute junk, actually. And then the chibi twins slash brothers slash just group. They, at one point, I would say they were immortal. I remember when they were first released, they were like the most OP thing in the game. They're not even close to that. I would put them above average, though. I'm gonna have everything in getting somewhere at this point. Descadora. You know what? I'm gonna put him as a contender, and I'm actually gonna just move Baggin up to Immortal. Yeah, I think that makes sense. But I put him at the lower end of Immortal. That's once we get other ones up there. I think that'll even it out a little bit. Is Descadora a contender? Nah, I don't know. You know what? Screw it. I think. Actually, I might move him up and then Descadora down, and yeah, I think this is looking better like that. Yeah, that looks much better. Now, I don't know. Is this gonna extend once these groups get too big for the pictures? I don't know how that works. I don't know why these are all separate like this. But actually, I think the second form is actually decent because it's only 3 energy and it has a lot of health. So this is gonna be tough for me since I have Destroy at such high level. I'm used to it having like 7,000 health. I have to think of it not... I think it would probably be getting somewhere again, because when it breaks off into the 5 larva, it's pretty strong. It can help out. Like it's expensive, but it does so much damage. It's just hard because it's a single thing, so you can get it distracted and kind of smoke it from there. Okay, now Descadora, the other version. I would put him as a contender, because if you had him at the same level as everything else, he's pretty strong. I would say he's very strong, actually. The larvae themselves, they're very meh. I wouldn't say complete trash, but yeah, they're meh. Meh on the satellite as well. It can be useful in some scenarios, but most of the time it's not that great. In my opinion, these are pretty trash. Actually, Dorats. Now Ibira, a new one here. Since he's new, you know what's going to go on here. I think he is arguably the best 2-star. Arguably. So I would probably put him at getting somewhere. He's definitely not OP or anything like that, but he's strong. He's only 3 energy, I think. This is gonna be tough for me as well. I've used the energy refueler my entire time playing this game. When it works, it's great. When it doesn't, it's totally useless. So I'd say it's pretty average. This guy is... So he's 5 energy, I think. I think he's bad, but he's almost absolute trash. I mean, he's pretty bad. I don't know what these guys are called. They're EVA and then some numbers. The purple one. Again, this is not counting leaders. At one point, this guy's a leader was pretty strong. He's trash. He's really bad too. I would almost put him in absolute junk because I don't know why you'd ever want to use these, but I feel like that's a little disrespectful. These are all bad. They're all bad. I'd say I don't know. Wait. I don't know. These guys are just not good. This is trash. This is total trash, but he's the best trash. That thing is so bad. It's like Rio, but does no damage. Is basically what it is, and I think it costs like 6 or something. I always forget, is this the 4th angel or the 8th angel? It's 4th, I think. I'm probably dumb in saying it wrong, but I would say he's still fairly strong. I just put him at getting somewhere. Because if anything, he just blows up and does a ton of damage. This thing is total junk. I don't know why anyone would want to use that. Alright, Gamera. Gamera, the newer Gamera. I would say he's very average. And now the fire Gamera. The one that blows the fire. The original Gamera. He's pretty strong, and you do factor in the fact that he can boost 3 or less pieces because that's part of what he does. I would say he's the very top, like the best of getting somewhere. He's very close to contender. If someone put him in contender, I'd understand that. The flying Gamera, I'd say he's getting somewhere. These are going to be hard for me too, because I always use these as my leaders. Mecha King Ghidorah. So regular King Ghidorah, he only costs 6. I feel like he's a little underrated, because if you look at how strong he is, he actually has a lot of health and does decent damage. Saying that, I'd probably put him at the very top of super average. The Mecha Godzilla, not as a leader. This is not as a leader, again. He's much better. I would say he is in getting somewhere, because he has a ton of health, has a ton of damage. He costs 7 energy, but he does resist stunning now, so I think he's pretty strong. Okay. This guy I think is super strong. 1,000-year dragon. Like, if you had him at the same level as everything else, in my opinion, he's super strong. He's expensive, but he's strong. King Ghidorah 2019. I'd say getting somewhere. He just costs too much, really, and can only hit one thing at a time. I think the Arctic one, if it was high level, would be... He's strong. In fact, I would put him at the top of contender, in my opinion. I would say he's close to immortal, actually. Ghidorah. So this is one thing I have almost zero experience with. I have a little. I do know what it can do. I don't know. I still think it's meh, though. Like, when people use it against me, I'm not too concerned about it. Ghidorah the Ride. I don't think he's very good. I'd put him at very average. Octopus. Giant octopus. Yeah, he's not great. He's as sad as it is, he's junk. He's junk. I would say this Gigon is... I don't know. I mean, he can be okay. Like, Yeah, I would say meh. He's not absolute junk, but meh for him. Alright, Gigon 2004. I think he's very strong. He's for sure a contender in my opinion. Gigon Rex, yeah, would put him in Immortal for sure. Especially like if you took him at level 20, yeah, he's crazy strong in my opinion. I've gotten destroyed by him many times. OG Godzilla here. He's unfortunately super average or meh. It's probably, it says as I put him at meh. Very top of meh though, but meh. The alternate version that can blow the fire breathing atomic breath version, he's actually underrated. He cannot get stunned. He has a ridiculous amount of health and has a ridiculous amount of damage, and he moves faster. I'd say very top of getting somewhere. He could be a contender. Nobody uses him. That's just because it's hard to get a higher level of him. But even mine's like level 6 or 7. It's got like over 4k health or 4k health. Does like almost 1,000 damage. It's crazy. The original Godzilla. Here we go. 1989. Yeah, he's not great. He's not great, unfortunately. Does a ton of damage. Has a ton of health. But he's just like a... You know what? I might move Anguirus down. I was gonna say he's like Anguirus. He's like a more expensive Anguirus, but does a ton of damage. So I'm gonna move Anguirus down actually to meh. Yeah. I did it. I'm sorry. Anguirus stands, but one thing I've wanted, they keep releasing other versions of stuff. When are we getting the 2004 version of Anguirus, like that rolls up in a ball and can hit things, like can go super fast? Like I can already see it. It goes super fast and it's kind of like King Caesar but maybe stronger. I'm waiting for it. When are they going to give us that? Like seriously, there's a ton of things that I wish they would give us. Titanosaurus. Anyway, Wakasabe version, he's pretty strong actually. Not as a leader, of course. He's a very strong leader, but I'll do a leader tier list at some point as well. But I can't factor that in. He's definitely getting somewhere though. He's getting somewhere in this world, you know. He's climbing the corporate ladder, doing what needs to be done to, you know, just get the bills paid. He's getting somewhere. He's getting somewhere. Godzilla 1991. He's strong. He's a contender for sure. Actually, I don't know why I'm thinking about it. Tons of health, tons of damage. Does not factor in nullification. He's very strong. Godzilla 2000. He's pretty average in my opinion. Like, I think he's not that great. I think he should get more health or more damage. Godzilla 2001 GMK. So I have used this guy basically my whole time playing. So I need to factor out bias, factor out my high level one. I still think he's strong. I think he's getting somewhere. Yeah, he's on the higher end for sure. I would put him probably like right here. Yeah, that seems good. Godzilla 2000. Is this 2002? 2002 or 2003? 2002, I think. I don't think these things are that great. I'd put them at average. Yeah. Unfortunately, Final Wars Godzilla is not good either. I would probably put him in meh. He costs 7, which is a ton, and he just is not that good. His other form, though, I would say is much better. I would put this guy at the top of Getting Somewhere. It's hard to picture a high-level one, which is what I need to do. I just have never used it. I've used him when he was released at a decent level, but yeah. Alright, Godzilla 2001, aka Godzilla vs. Kong. He's a tough one as well, because if you get him where he needs to be, he's so strong. Like, if he gets on that leader, I mean, it's just lights out. But you can also just destroy him. So I would have to put him at Getting Somewhere. Another top end of Getting Somewhere. Maybe right before Descadora. Yeah, that seems good. That seems good. -1, I think he is very strong. I would put him as a contender for sure. Yeah, top of contender, I think he's super strong. Ginza version. I think this thing is horrible. In fact, I would almost say absolute trash. No, that seems a little low, because if you can get him up, and even if you can get him to get 1 attack off, he's pretty strong, but that's not easy. Burning Godzilla, the original Burning Godzilla. He's not good. He's not very good. He's very meh, I would say. I'd say a higher end meh, but yeah, he's not good. As sad as that is to say, he's not good. Burning Godzilla, the new version, 2019. Yeah, he's immortal. I think he has some significant counters, so I would probably put him behind Baggin. Like, Rio just destroys him, but he's immortal for sure. Godzilla Earth is strong, but he costs 9. I don't know. You have to factor in, obviously, that he costs 9. Like, you can't really compare him to, say, Ibira, because they cost so different. You have to factor it in. You have to factor in the cost. So that being said, I think he is a top of average. Yeah, Evolved Godzilla, I think he's immortal. People might disagree with that, but if you have if you had this same level as everything else, like all level 20, yeah, he's crazy. He is crazy. He's the lower end of immortal. Speaking of immortal, Rio is going to probably be the best thing in the game still, in my opinion. He is crazy OP. Yeah. I mean, he's immortal, definitely. I don't know if he's the best in the game, but he might be. He very well might be. Alright, Godzilla the Ride, I'd say lower end of Getting Somewhere. Yeah. His crit thing, I guess, if he didn't have the crit boost for your allies and stuff, I'd probably put him in average, but just that alone probably gets him right into Getting Somewhere. Alright, again, I don't know why they have all these divided. I guess if you want to make a tier list of looks, maybe? Obviously, Shin, the original form, trash. Trash. Again, this is not counting leaders. This guy is I would say this is the most lopsided. He's probably meh. The difference between him as a leader and him as a unit is probably the biggest in the game right now. Yeah. And here we go. The newest addition to the game is Super Godzilla. He is definitely immortal, but the question is he better than Rio? It's tough because I think Rio beats him like one-on-one for sure. But like if you had to do Rio or Super Godzilla, a lot of times I think Super Godzilla would be better for the scenario. But I'll put him behind Rio. He's definitely immortal though, no question. Terrestrialize Godzilla, or however you say it. The first form is meh, I guess. I don't know. And the top form, I would say, does not count the leader. I mean, when you can get him to this form, I'd say he's getting somewhere. So lower end though. He definitely isn't. He's not that guy anymore. You know, he used to be that guy. Still strong, but all right. We're actually getting almost done here. We're well past halfway, I'd say, at this point. I mean, we are 25 minutes into this video, 26. So, all right. Battle Tower, in my opinion, trash. I forget this thing's name every single time from Final Wars. I would say very meh. It costs a ton. Can be decent. Has a lot of health. Guron, I think this is called. Yeah, he's not great. Especially you can't factor in Gamera boosting him, so he's meh. He's cheap, so he's got that going for him. These things, I think, in my opinion, are trash. I think this thing is absolutely horrible trash. I think that do you say it like Gaios or something? The original one is so bad in my opinion. I think it's one of the worst things in the game. Hedorah, the first form, yeah, that's obvious trash. Hedorah, once it's evolved, it's very meh. I would say Hedorah, the Final Wars version, is he's actually pretty good. I would in fact put him as a contender. I think he's strong. The Jet Jaguar, I'd actually put at meh, the first form, because it does boost the attack of everything. So I think it's only three or two, I don't know. 32 costs, so it's actually not that bad. That's why it's meh, not that bad, right, guys? That makes sense. In fact, I would say boosting the attack with the first form is better than when it evolves. Like when it evolves, I don't even want to touch it. So I'd actually put it lower, but I'd still say meh. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. Okay, the list is getting a little too long here. I'm running out of room. Jet Jaguar, the animated version. Yeah, I don't think he's very good. In my opinion, I don't think he's very good. I think he's better, but he's not very good. Kamikaris, I think is how you say it. Yeah, they're not great either. Not total junk, but yeah, they're not great. What is this guy's name? I'm totally forgetting it. I'm going totally blank. The Rider. He's the Rider, the Masked Rider. As a unit, he's really bad, in my opinion. Like, he's horrible, actually, I'd say. So I'd put him in meh. The end of meh. MTS, in my opinion, is absolute junk. Anytime anyone uses it against me, I think I don't know if I've ever lost. Really, and I just don't think it's good, is what I'm saying. I don't know why anyone would use it. King Caesar, recent buff, I would say puts him... I still don't think he's that good, but I'd say he's at the top of average. Kiryu base form, I would put him at average. Being able to pick where you want to do damage is useful, but once he's down, he's not that great. Evolved form, I would say, is definitely much better. I would put him in Getting Somewhere, because it does way more damage. More than that, it has a large range of damage, so it can hit everything around it. Like the explosions, the missiles. Alright, the heavy arms version. I would put him at Getting Somewhere as well. Probably like right next to the other evolved version. Base Kong, I think, is not great. Yeah, I don't think he's great. I'd say top of meh. He's just like he's a glorified Anguirus, I would say. Can't hit flying things, has a ton of health, and does a ton of damage. Slow. It's a glorified Anguirus. Kong Beast Glove. At one point he was immortal for sure. I just feel like with the addition of Rio and with 1991, that like just kind of dropped him. I think he's still top of contender, but no longer immortal. If you had him in immortal, I would get that too, though. This guy, actually don't remember at all what his name is. I remember when this thing was first released, it was the most OP thing in the game. Good times, good times. Nowadays he's pretty bad. He's with Mass Rider. I would say he's not. He's meh. Cannon. That's pretty junk. These are junk. The freezing things. The unit thing, I mean, I don't know. I'd still say junk, but it's better. So top junk, close to meh, if that means anything. Mechagodzilla, the doppelganger version. This is another one where the leader, in my opinion, is very strong. The unit is not fantastic. It's not bad though. I'd say it's at the top of super average. Mechagodzilla. Whoa. Mechagodzilla. I forget what year this is. 1994 or something like that. 1990 somewhere. Yeah, he's not good at all. He's, in fact, I would say absolute junk with him. He's very bad. The super version I do use, and I think he is. I think he's a contender. Yeah, I think he's up there for sure. Mechagodzilla 2021, aka Godzilla vs. Kong. Since he can now hit flying things, I think he is getting somewhere. Higher end of getting somewhere. He's pretty good now. He's not bad. The super heavy destruction paragraph Mechagodzilla animated version, I think he's pretty strong. In fact, I would put whoa. I would put him in a contender, the end of contender, but he costs a lot, but he's very strong, or incredibly bulky. Don't remember what this thing is called, but he is not good at all, so meh. Megaguirus, unfortunately, Megaguirus is a victim of being a non-legendary and also being released at the beginning of the game. So he is not good at all. Not completely useless, so I would put him at meh. I'd say he's better than Mechagodzilla down there. He can slow things, which can have a use. Megalon. Again, this is without Gamera. I don't think he's very good at all when he doesn't have that, but he's not terrible, so I put him at the top of meh. Yeah, I think that is good. Miniella. He's junk. He's total junk. These missiles are absolutely maybe the worst thing in the game. They don't do much damage. They cost 5 energy, which is ridiculous. Like, I have level 21 and it's does no damage. Mogira 1957. I don't. It's the early Mogira. I forget what year exactly. He's honestly, he's not bad. I'd say he's fallen on bad times. I think his health isn't great. His damage is not fantastic, but I still think he could be used for sure. I'd say super average. Maybe a higher super average, I don't know. I'm getting this thing of like meh is average and super average is okay, but that's just how it's in my head. If that makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, Mogira, the newer version. He's definitely better than that Mogira. He's actually pretty good, like, with the defense. I'd say higher end of getting somewhere. Yeah, higher end of getting somewhere. Not quite a contender. He's close to contender, though. Monster X. Yeah, he's junky. He's a junk. He's in meh, in my opinion. Monster XO, unfortunately, I don't think is that great either, but if you can get it healing and stuff, it's decent. So I'd say very average. Mothra Larva, obvious junk. Mothra Indigo, or Imago, I'm forgetting. The original Mothra. Since she costs only 3, I think she's not bad. I would put her at the very end of getting some. She has no health. I don't know. I would say super average or the very bottom of getting somewhere. Mothra 2019. Yeah, she's not great. I put her at the top of meh. Not bad, but she costs 6 energy, which is just too much, in my opinion. The newer Mothra, I don't know if this one's from Godzilla X Kong. I think this thing is awful. It's lower end, mid end of meh. I don't think it's good at all. Mothra Leo, once upon a time, was the meta. No longer the case. I would say very end of super average. Still does a ton of damage on its initial hit. Rainbow Mothra. So she's pretty good, I would say. Probably around the Mogira range. Similar to Mogira, I would put her. This is Aqua. Is this Aqua Mothra? I think it's called. She's called. She's not good. I don't think she's good at all. But not terrible. I'd say lower end of average. I forget what this guy's called, like Naraga. He's very meh at this point in the game. Auriga. Unfortunately, Auriga, in my opinion, did not get a good hand in the new stuff. Got decent health, got decent damage, can't hit flying, very slow. Again, I think the leader is decent. I don't know. I think it's a glorified Anguirus again. It's a better Anguirus, it's a better Kong. Still in meh, in my opinion, though. Healing. I would say is very average. Yeah, can be useful. The original Rodan, I think he is total junk. Fire Rodan, not evolved version. He is definitely not good at all. Once he's evolved, though, I would say he's much better. I would say top of super average. I don't know. It's tough. So, a lot of these you could just interchange between super average and getting somewhere. Like, is Spatra better than him? I don't know. They're close. I don't know. The new Rodan. 2019. I think at a high level this guy is actually pretty strong. I'd put him at the higher end of getting somewhere. Shimo. I think she is... What the hell just happened? I think she is a contender for sure. She's very strong in my opinion. Shinden, not nearly as good as it used to be. So at this point, I would put it at average. And my favorite guy, my buddy Scar King. He is no question immortal. The question is, where would I put him? It's tough because I think these other immortals beat him one-on-one, but I think he's more useful than... Like, I think he's better than Burning Godzilla. So I'd probably put him right there, maybe. I don't know. Shimo and Scar King. I don't think they're nearly as good, but I would say getting somewhere. Space Godzilla, the original Space Godzilla. Whoops. I would probably put him at the very... Yeah, the end of getting somewhere. Not bad. Crystals. If you get those crystals boosting everything around it, though, it can be very good. Alternate version of Space Godzilla, I would say, is probably better. Probably, I mean, definitely. Probably, again, higher end of getting somewhere close to a contender, but not quite. Super X is very meh at this point. Not good. Costs 5 energy. Not worth it, in my opinion. 8th Angel, I think this is 8th. At this point in the game is not very good either. Unmanned Train, I think, is very good. This is going to be a little crazy here, but I think it's a contender. I think it's almost a must. I might be crazy with that one, but I think that it's that good. Ultraman, here we go. We're down to the last 3. Only 40 minutes of recording. Down to the last 3. Ultraman at this point is not that great. I would put him at higher end of meh. I put him at the higher end of meh. And Varen, very cheap, 2-star, so very accessible. Can get him high level. Just lost in there. Okay. I would say he is very good. Very good. Now the question is he better than Ibira? I think they're identical, so I'd put them right next to each other. I think they're both just as good as each other. Very strong. And this thing, I don't remember what it's called, but it is probably the, if not, it's probably, it's the worst thing in the game. Yeah. It costs like 8 energy, does no damage, and is trash. Okay, so I don't think they missed anything. I don't think, again, this is made by Billy Starch, and if you want to make your own tier list, you can do so. And let me know if you agree with anything I said here, or if I'm a complete moron. And you disagree with everything I said. But yeah. There we go. Anyway, I'll be making... I think this was a fun thing. It was fun to make. I've actually never made a tier list before for anything. And it was fun. I'll probably be doing some more down the road. I would like to do the leaders at some point. Maybe I'll just do looks of Godzilla characters, how I feel, but yeah, anyway, that's really all I have, so see ya.